Alright, my little pumpkins, today we are learning elimination method. Right? Elimination method for three variable systems of equations. Alright, so let's just look at example number one. Example number one, I've got my three equations here. I've got 4x plus 4y plus z equals 24, 2x minus 4y plus z equals 0, yada yada yada. So step number one, let's look and let's try to eliminate one of my variables, just like I did whenever I had two equations. Now the problem is, I see that all of these are fractions, right? Well, not all of them, excuse me, but I see that there are fractions here. So let's get rid of those fractions in number 3. So we're going to multiply equation number 3 by 2 to remove the denominators from the fraction, right? So 2 times 5 halves, those cancel out. I'm left with 5x minus 2 times 2, 4y. And then again, the 2's cancel out, minus 5z, and that's equal to 12. Alright, so let's look at it. This one, and now this one, because this is my new equation 3. Okay, so I can see that I have a positive 4y and negative 4y. I can eliminate these two. I can add those two together, okay, and I get 6x, those cancel out, plus 2z equals 25. So now we're there. Alright, so then step number 3, I have that. Now let's eliminate y using equations 1 and 3. Right, so I can see that 1 and 3, eliminate these, bam, there it goes. Okay, I've got 5x, I get 9x equals 36. Sorry, duh, Coach Sapp. 9x minus 4z equals 36. There you go. Alright, so with our new equations, we now have two variable system for x and y. We've got this one, and we've got down. Alright, so then step number 4, right? Step number 4 is to, once again, try to eliminate one of the variables. So I'm going to multiply the equation from step 2 by 2. Okay, so I've got step 2 right here. I'm going to multiply this by 2. That way my z's can cancel out. So I'm going to multiply that by 2, and I get 6x plus 4z equals 48. Now, we got 12x plus 4z equals 48. Sorry, 12x, not 6x. Yeesh. 12x plus 4z equals 48. And I've got this one, 9x minus 4z equals 36. Bam, eliminated. This turns into 21x equals 84. So then x equals 4. Oh my goodness, we found a number, right? Woohoo! Alright, so then step number 5, plug in 4. And we know that plug that in 4 for x, right? So it doesn't matter which one I pick. I'm going to pick the easiest one. I'm going to pick that puppy right there. So I get 6x plus 2z equals 24. Okay, but again, we know what x is. X is 4. So let's erase that and let's plug that in. So we get 24 plus 2z equals 24. And we get z equals 0, right? Because subtract 24. So now we know x is 4. We know that z is 0. Using equation 2, okay, and we substitute it back in, we get that y equals 2. 2 times 4 minus 4 times y plus 0. So 8 minus 4y equals 0. And we solve there. Now we can always, again, check ourselves, substitute them back in, and make sure they work. Let's turn them over. Let's do another example. So let's look at example number 1. Alright, so example number 1. Once again, we're trying to eliminate. So let's look through our equations and see something that has the same coefficient, but a different sign. Okay, well, if I look at this one and this one, let's add those two together. Oh my goodness, I've got two variables that are going to cancel out. Let's go. So I've got negative x minus 5y minus 5z equals 2. And I've got x plus 5y minus z equals negative 20. Now we're going to add these two together. X minus x, eliminated. 5 minus 5, eliminated. So I got negative 6z equals negative 18. So I get z equals 3. Now, once you know what z is, okay, I can take that puppy and I can plug it back in. So again, I can take that, I can plug the z back in. But the problem is, I've got 3 variables, right? So I need to cancel out another variable, or when I say cancel out, I mean eliminate, right? So I need to eliminate another variable. So let's look through my solution, or sorry, my equations, and let's find another variable that's easy to cancel out. Now, if I'm looking here, I see that I have the same number. So I'm going to take this top equation, I'm going to multiply it by -1. So I've got a -1 times -x minus 5y minus 5z equals 2 times -1. And again, why am I trying to do this? Because I'm trying to get this to be a positive 5 so that these two will eliminate. The y's will eliminate. I know what z is, so I can take z and plug it in. I'll have x, I can solve for x. Alright, so here we go. That's positive x, positive 5y, positive 5z equals -2. Now I'm going to cancel, I'm going to add that to this second equation. So 4x minus 5y, those are going to eliminate, plus 4z equals 19. So again, we're going to add these two puppies together. Those cancel out. You get 5x plus 9z equals 17. Now once again, we know what z is. Z is 3. So we can take that and we can plug it in right here. 5x plus 27 equals 17. Solve for x, we get x equals -2. So now we know that z is 3, we know that x is -2. I'm going to take one of the easiest equations and I'm going to plug them in and find y. Alright, so let's take that one. I've got x, -2, plus 5 times y, we don't know what y is, we're trying to find it, minus z, which is 3, equals -20. Alright, so now we're going to combine like terms. -5 plus 5y equals -20. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. We get 5y equals -15, y equals -3. So my solutions are x equals -2, y equals -3, and z equals +3. Bada bing, bada boom. So we're going to go down to the bottom one on the left. So again, we're trying to eliminate, right? So I'm going to take the easiest one and look to eliminate between two equations. All right, now if I notice here, I've got an x in both of these, but the problem is I have both positive. So I'm going to take this number 1 and I'm going to multiply it by a -1. Okay, so this is going to be -x plus 6y minus 4z equals +12. I'm going to add that to the second equation, which is positive x plus y minus 4z equals +12. Add these together, variables cancel out, you get 7y minus 8z equals 24. Alright, now let's take number 1 and number 3 and let's again eliminate the same variable. Okay, and I'll have two separate equations that I can then eliminate another variable. Alright, so now I'm looking at number 1 and number 3. And I want to eliminate the x's. So now I need to multiply this top one by a -2. So I'm going to take this, x minus 6y plus 4z equals -12, and I'm going to multiply that puppy by a -2 so that my x's will then cancel out between 1 and 3. Alright, so -2x plus 12y minus 8z equals 24. And I'm adding that to the third equation. So we add those together. Again, these variables are eliminated. You get 14y minus 3z equals 9. So now, again, I have my two equations here. I have the y and the z. Now I can look to cancel out something between these two. Alright, so now if I notice that these are multiples of each other, I just need to multiply this puppy by a -2. And that way these will cancel out, and I will be left with z. I can solve for z. Alright, so I've got 7y minus 8z equals 24. And I'm going to multiply that by a -2 in order to be able to cancel out with this. Alright, so that then becomes -14y plus 16z equals -48. I'm going to add that to positive 14y minus 3z equals 9. Alright, add these two. Those are eliminated. 13z equals -39. So then z equals -3. All right, so now we know what z is. Okay, let's take that puppy, let's plug it back in. Let's plug it back into that one. So I've got 14 times y minus 3 times z, which is a negative 3. And that equals 9. So 14y plus 9 equals 9. That means that y equals 0. Oh, I love it when that happens. All right, so now we know y equals 0. We know z equals negative 3. Let's take it, let's plug it back into one of our equations. All right, so let's just take this one. We've got x plus 0 minus 4 times negative 3 equals 12. So x plus 12 equals 12. Well, oh my goodness, x equals 0 also. Rock on. All right, I'm going to go down to the bottom right. Last one I'm going to do. Okay. Once again, we're trying to eliminate a variable. All right. So I'm looking here. I'm going to eliminate the, let's look at the y's. How about we eliminate the y's? So looking between number 1 and number 2, I'm just going to take this second equation and multiply it by 2. So I've got 3x plus 2y minus z equals 9, equation number 1. And equation number 2 will be 2x minus 2y plus 6z equals 6. The y's are going to cancel out. You get 5x plus 5z equals 15. All right, now we're looking to eliminate between number 1 and number 3. So 2y and a positive 3y. So I'm going to take this puppy and I'm going to multiply it by a positive 3. To get a positive 6y. I'm going to take this puppy and multiply it by a negative 2. To get a negative 6, right? So then we can eliminate those. All right, so 3 times 3x, that's going to give me 9x plus 6y minus 3z equals 27. Here I get a negative 4x minus 6y plus 8z equals negative 12. Now those are eliminated again, so we get 5x, we get plus 5z, and that equals 15. Oh my goodness, look at this equation. Look at this equation. 5x plus 5z equals 15. 5x plus 5z equals 15. So if we were to eliminate these, okay, 5x plus 5z equals 15, and 5x plus 5z equals 15. We need to make one of those negative, right? That's going to cancel out, that's going to cancel out, that's going to cancel out. Those are the exact same equations. That means that it would be infinite many solutions. Woohoo!